Do you ever think about how long you'll live after 70? It's something we all start wondering as we get older, right? But let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to think about the signs your body is already giving you? The truth is, your health, your habits, even your daily choices are all telling you something about your future. You might not even realize it, but these little clues are already predicting how much time you have left to enjoy the things you love. Sounds a bit wild, doesn't it? Here's the thing. Most of us are so caught up in the busyness of life that we don't even notice the signs. Some people in their 70s are still sharp as a tack, full of energy, moving through life with ease. Others? Well, they start to slow down. Maybe it's the health problems, the fatigue, the way you just don't have the same spark as you used to. But what if I told you that there are some really surprising things you can pay attention to right now that can actually predict how long you'll live after 70? Imagine this. You could look at a few simple things, like how fast you walk, how well you sleep, or even how strong your grip is, and get a pretty good idea of how many years you might have left. And it's not just about guessing. These are real signs, backed by science, that doctors and researchers have noticed in people who live longer, healthier lives. So, if you're thinking, what can I do today to add more years to my life? Well, stick around. I've got some important signs that could change how you look at aging. And trust me, you don't want to miss them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own body and lifestyle. Even more importantly, I'll give you practical things you can do to improve your chances of living longer and feeling healthier as you age. And hey, this isn't some complicated stuff. It's not about extreme diets or crazy workouts. It's about paying attention to the little things that could make a big difference. It's all about living better, not just longer. So, are you ready to hear about the surprising signs that could predict how long you'll live after 70? Let's dive in, because these signs are easier to spot than you might think. And the best part? You can start making changes today. I want to start today with something we've all thought about, but few of us want to face head-on. How long will you live after 70? I know, it's not exactly the lightest topic, but it's one that we all grapple with as we age. And while we can't predict exactly how many years we have left, it turns out there are some surprisingly clear indicators already present in our lives right now. Our bodies, our habits, and even our routines are giving us little clues, whether we realize it or not. These aren't just random signs. They're backed by real research, and they can predict how many more years we might have to enjoy life. And the best part? Some of these signs are within our control to improve. That means, with just a little bit of attention to these signals, we can actually extend our lives. Sounds powerful, doesn't it? Let's start with something you probably wouldn't think of as a big deal: your walking speed. Sure, it's easy to assume that as we age, our pace will naturally slow down. But did you know that the speed at which you walk could tell you a lot about how long you're going to live? It's true. Research has shown that people who can maintain a steady, brisk walking pace as they get older tend to live longer lives. Why? Because walking is a direct reflection of your overall health. It's about muscle strength, cardiovascular function, balance, and even brain health. Think about it for a second. Imagine two people. Let's call them Joe and Frank. Both are 75 years old, but Joe walks with purpose every morning. He keeps a steady pace, climbs stairs without much trouble, and crosses the street without hesitation. His movements are fluid, balanced, and confident. Then there's Frank. Frank used to be pretty active, but over the years he's slowed down. Now he struggles to keep up with others. He takes breaks more often, and sometimes feels unsteady on his feet. Can you guess who's at higher risk for health issues? It's not Joe, right? It's Frank. A slow and unsteady walk isn't just about aging. It's often a signal that something in the body is weakening. It could be muscle weakness, poor circulation, or even early signs of neurological decline. But here's the good news. You don't have to accept a slower pace as just part of getting older. You can improve your walking speed. How? Start by walking more often, doing light leg exercises, or even incorporating weights into your daily routine. Little by little, you'll regain strength, and you'll see the difference in your pace. Don't ignore this one. It's a simple yet powerful predictor of your longevity. Moving on to something else that might surprise you, your grip strength. Yep, you heard me right. Your handshake, the strength of your grip. Believe it or not, these are major indicators of your overall health. And it's not just about how strong your muscles are, but how well your nervous system is functioning too. A firm, steady handshake signals strong muscles, good circulation, and a healthy nervous system. On the other hand, a weak grip could be a sign that your muscles are deteriorating, that you're at higher risk for frailty, or that something's going on behind the scenes with your health. Picture this: two 78-year-old men, Robert and Walter. Robert has always prided himself on his firm handshake. He's kept up with light weightlifting, and he doesn't have trouble with tasks like opening jars or carrying groceries. He's sharp, he's strong, and his grip proves it. Walter, however, has noticed over the past year that simple tasks, like twisting the cap off a bottle or holding a heavy bag, have become harder for him. He's dismissed it as just a sign of aging, but here's the thing. That decline in grip strength could be a warning sign. A sign that his muscles are weakening, and that could lead to falls, injuries, or even a shorter life expectancy. Your hands are like a mirror for your overall muscle health. If your grip is starting to fade, chances are so is your strength. But the good news? You can rebuild it. Simple exercises, like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, or carrying light weights, can all help you maintain or even improve your grip strength. If you notice your handshake feels a little weaker than it used to, or if everyday tasks are getting more difficult, don't brush it off. Pay attention to it. Strengthening your grip now can help you hold on to life a little longer and with more vitality. Now, let's talk about something that everyone tends to ignore until it's too late: your balance. You might not think much about balance day to day, but the truth is, the ability to stand on one leg for even 10 seconds can tell you a lot about how long you're going to live. That's right. If you're struggling with balance, it could be a sign that your health is on the decline. Strong balance is linked to everything from muscle strength to brain health, and poor balance is often associated with cognitive decline, falls, and injuries. Let me paint a picture for you. Carol, a 71-year-old woman, has always stayed active. She does yoga regularly and can effortlessly stand on one leg for several seconds without wobbling. Nancy, on the other hand, hasn't prioritized her balance over the years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she starts tipping over and needs to grab onto something for support. Now, here's the catch. Nancy might not realize it, but her balance struggles are a red flag. They indicate that her muscles, her coordination, and even her brain function might be declining. Balance relies on strong legs, a sharp nervous system, and a healthy brain. So, what can you do? Don't panic if you're not a master at balancing on one leg. It's something you can improve with practice. Simple exercises like standing on one foot for a few seconds each day, walking heel to toe, or even trying Tai Chi can help rebuild your stability. Try it right now. Stand up, lift one foot off the ground, and see if you can hold it for 10 seconds without wobbling. If you can, great. If not, it's time to start working on it. The more you practice today, the stronger and steadier you'll be as you age. Let's talk about something that most people wouldn't expect to be a major predictor of longevity: sleep quality. Sleep is so much more than just rest. It's when your body repairs itself, strengthens your immune system, and even clears toxins from your brain. Studies have shown that people over 70 who have consistent, high-quality sleep tend to live longer and healthier lives. On the flip side, poor sleep can be a big red flag. It's linked to memory decline, heart disease, and a weakened immune system. Take Henry and Bill, two 74-year-old men. Henry has a solid sleep routine. He goes to bed around the same time each night, sleeps for about 7 hours, and wakes up feeling refreshed. Bill, however, has restless nights. He tosses and turns, wakes up multiple times, and often struggles to fall back asleep. Over time, Henry stays sharp, energized, and healthy, while Bill begins to experience brain fog, fatigue, and even changes in his blood pressure. The problem isn't just about feeling tired, it's about what poor sleep does to your overall health. If you're waking up often in the middle of the night, or if you're constantly feeling exhausted after a full night's sleep, don't ignore it. Poor sleep quality can signal health issues like stress, poor diet, or even undiagnosed conditions like sleep apnea. But here's the thing, sleep can be improved. Simple changes like reducing screen time before bed, sticking to a routine, getting natural sunlight in the morning, and avoiding heavy meals at night can make a world of difference. Your sleep isn't just about how rested you feel. It's about how well your body functions overall. Pay attention to your sleep habits and make adjustments where you can. The quality of your sleep today could determine how strong and healthy you stay tomorrow. Finally, let's talk about something that's often overlooked, your appetite and eating habits. The way you eat after 70 is one of the most telling signs of your longevity. A healthy appetite and a balanced diet help keep your immune system strong, your metabolism running smoothly, and your energy levels high. But when your appetite starts to decline, it can be a sign of something deeper, like digestive issues, hormonal changes, or even early signs of cognitive decline. Think about Margaret and Susan, both 74. Margaret enjoys her meals, eats a variety of whole foods, and maintains a steady weight. She's full of energy and looks forward to cooking and sharing meals. Susan, on the other hand, has noticed that she just isn't as hungry as she used to be. She skips meals, relies on processed foods, and has unintentionally lost weight over the past year. Margaret's healthy eating habits help her stay strong, while Susan's declining appetite might be a sign that her body isn't absorbing nutrients properly. This can lead to muscle weakness, slower metabolism, and a weaker immune system. If you're noticing changes in your eating habits, whether it's a lack of interest in food, feeling full too quickly, or unexpected weight loss, it's time to take action. Eating well after 70 isn't just about staying full, it's about giving your body the nutrients it needs to function properly. Make sure to focus on nutrient-dense foods, stay hydrated, and don't ignore a shrinking appetite. What you eat today can directly impact how healthy you'll be in the years ahead. These are just a few signs that predict how long you'll live after 70. And here's the thing, most of these factors are within your control. If you can make small adjustments today, you can increase your chances of living a longer, healthier life. So take a step back and think about it. How fast do you walk? How's your grip? What's your balance like? And how are you sleeping? Your body is giving you clues. Pay attention to them, take action, and start making the changes that will help you live your best life for years to come. Now that we've looked at a few key indicators of longevity, let's dig into some of the other surprising signs that could predict how long you'll live after 70. These next few are just as important, but they might not be what you expect. We often overlook them, yet they have a massive impact on our health and well-being as we age. So let's talk about the next 5 signs that could give you insight into how long you'll live, and more importantly, how you can start paying attention to them right now. Let's begin with stress. We all experience it, right? But the way you handle stress as you get older could be one of the most telling signs of how much time you have left. Chronic stress, doesn't just make you feel anxious or overwhelmed, it actually wears down your body in ways you might not even realize. Stress raises your blood pressure, weakens your immune system, and increases inflammation in the body. Factors that are all linked to shorter life expectancy. It's like carrying a heavy backpack all the time. At first, you might not notice it, but over the years, that constant weight starts to take a toll. So, how does this affect longevity? Well, those who are better at managing stress, staying calm under pressure, and finding ways to relax, whether through deep breathing, exercise, or just taking time for themselves, tend to live longer, healthier lives. Take John and Richard, for example. John, 76, has learned how to deal with stress. When things go wrong, he takes a deep breath, goes for a walk, and stays calm. He practices mindfulness and doesn't let small problems overwhelm him. Richard, on the other hand, lets every little thing get to him. He's constantly worried about finances, health, and even the weather. Over time, that stress builds up, and it starts to show in his health. His blood pressure rises, his energy dips, and his overall mood suffers. Which one do you think is more likely to live longer? It's pretty clear, right? John's ability to handle stress is helping him stay healthier and happier. But here's the thing, you can improve your ability to manage stress too. It doesn't take some massive overhaul of your life. It just takes some intentional daily practices. Whether it's through meditation, yoga, or simply taking a few moments each day to breathe deeply and clear your mind, you can help keep stress at bay and improve your chances of living longer. Now, let's talk about something that might seem a bit more obvious but is often overlooked: your social connections. We've all heard the saying, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And when it comes to longevity, that statement rings truer than ever. Studies consistently show that people who have strong social ties, whether it's family, friends, or community, live longer, healthier lives. It's not just about being surrounded by people, though. It's about meaningful connections. If you're someone who stays engaged, shares experiences, and actively participates in relationships, that social interaction actually boosts your well-being in ways you might not expect. I want you to think about Ilana and Barbara, both 78. Ilana has an active social life. She regularly meets up with friends, is part of a book club, and spends time with her family. Every time you talk to her, she's upbeat, laughing, and genuinely enjoying the connections she's made over the years. Barbara, on the other hand, has become increasingly isolated. She used to be social, but over the years, she's lost touch with friends and rarely reaches out to family. Her mood has shifted, and she spends most of her time alone. And while we can't directly measure how much longer Elena will live, we can say this: her social connections are providing her with something Barbara is missing. Human connection isn't just about emotional support. It actually affects your physical health too. When you interact with others, your stress levels drop, your brain stays active, and your immune system gets a boost. So, if you've been feeling isolated or disconnected, take a step today to re-engage. Call a friend, join a group activity, or simply start reaching out to those around you. It's never too late to start building or strengthening your social circles, and in doing so, you're not only boosting your mood, but you're also adding years to your life. Speaking of mental well-being, let's talk about mental sharpness. You've probably heard that keeping your brain active is crucial as you get older. And it's true, your cognitive health plays a huge role in how long you'll live. But it's not just about preventing dementia or Alzheimer's, it's about keeping your mind sharp so that you can live a life full of joy and independence. Studies have shown that people who actively engage in mental exercises like reading, puzzles, or learning new skills tend to have a slower rate of cognitive decline. Let's take Eleanor and Tom. Eleanor, at 80, spends time every day reading, solving crossword puzzles, and even learning new languages. She's sharp, engaged, and her memory is intact. Tom, on the other hand, is 82 and feels like his brain isn't as sharp as it used to be. He stopped doing mental exercises and notices that his memory isn't as reliable anymore. Now, it's not just about avoiding dementia or cognitive decline, it's about maintaining your mental agility so that you can enjoy life to the fullest. You don't have to do complicated brain exercises to keep your mind active, though. It could be something as simple as picking up a book, trying a new hobby, or playing a game that challenges your thinking. If you're already noticing signs of memory loss or feel like you're not as sharp as you once were, don't panic. It's never too late to start exercising your brain. The more you keep it active now, the better prepared you'll be for the future. And just like your physical health, your mental health can have a massive impact on how long you live. Next, let's dive into something that might be a bit more uncomfortable to think about: chronic health conditions. We all know that managing chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, or arthritis is part of aging. But did you know that how well you manage these conditions can actually determine how long you'll live? If you're someone who stays on top of your health, whether it's by taking medications as prescribed, eating well, or keeping active, you'll have a better chance of living longer. But if you ignore your chronic conditions, they can quickly spiral out of control, leading to complications that shorten your life. Think about Paul and Roger. Both are 72, but Paul keeps a close eye on his blood pressure, follows a healthy diet, and stays active. Roger, on the other hand, has high blood pressure, but he's not very consistent with his medication and tends to ignore his doctor's advice. He continues eating unhealthy foods and doesn't get much exercise. Over time, Paul's commitment to managing his health pays off. He's vibrant, energetic, and his health is stable. Roger's poor management of his health, though, leads to more complications, higher risk for heart disease, and other serious health issues. Chronic conditions don't have to define your life, but they do require attention. If you've been letting your health slip or ignoring your doctor's advice, now is the time to take charge. Make small changes, stick to your treatment plan, and get regular checkups. It might just be the difference between adding years to your life or letting those years slip away. And finally, let's talk about your outlook on life. It might sound cliché, but your attitude really does have an impact on how long you'll live. People with a positive outlook on life, who remain hopeful, optimistic, and adaptable, tend to live longer than those who are constantly negative or pessimistic. Optimism helps reduce stress, improve immune function, and even protect your heart. Take Alice and Jack, both 78. Alice is always finding the silver lining, even when things aren't going well. She stays active, keeps a positive attitude, and faces challenges with hope. Jack, on the other hand, feels like life is getting harder, and he's constantly focusing on the negative aspects. He's stopped doing the things he used to enjoy and often feels overwhelmed by life's challenges. Who do you think has a better shot at living longer? It's clear that Alice's optimism isn't just about her mood. It's literally helping her live a healthier life. If you tend to focus on the negative, it might be time to make a shift. Start focusing on gratitude, small joys, and the things you can control. Your mindset has a huge impact on your longevity, and even small changes to your outlook can make a big difference in your life. So there you have it, 5 more signs that can predict how long you'll live after 70. And just like the first 5, these signs aren't something you have to accept passively. You can take control. By learning to manage stress, strengthen your social connections, keep your mind sharp, manage chronic conditions, and shift your outlook on life, you're giving yourself the best shot at a longer, healthier future. Now, the question is, what will you do with this information? How will you use these signs to create a future where you thrive, not just survive? The choice is yours, and it starts today. So here we are, at the end of this journey together. We've explored the 10 surprising signs that can predict how long you'll live after 70. And while we've covered a lot, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on something important. These signs, they're not just something to be aware of. They're an invitation to take control of your future, right here, right now. Because the truth is, it's not about waiting for the years to pass and seeing what happens. It's about making small, powerful changes today that can shape how you'll feel tomorrow, next year, and beyond. Think about the things we talked about: your walking speed, your grip strength, your ability to handle stress, the way you sleep, your social connections, your outlook on life. These are all things that are within your control. You have the power to make choices every day that will help you live a longer, more vibrant life. You don't have to wait until you're 70 to start thinking about these things. It's never too late to begin, no matter your age, no matter your current situation. Imagine what your life could look like if you made just one change today. What if you took a walk every morning to boost your cardiovascular health and clear your mind? What if you reached out to a friend or family member, reconnected, and made a plan to stay socially engaged? Maybe you start looking at your sleep routine a little more closely and make some adjustments. Or you focus on eating more nutrient-dense foods to give your body what it needs. The beauty of it all is that these little changes don't require perfection. They just require consistency. Small steps, taken one day at a time, that could lead to a future full of energy, health, and longevity. But here's the catch. It's up to you to take action. No one else is going to do it for you. Sure, it's easy to let life get in the way, to put things off until tomorrow. But let's be real. Tomorrow is never promised, and the choices you make today will directly impact your future. So why wait? I want to challenge you right now. Think about one of these signs that you can start working on today. Maybe it's walking a little faster, getting in touch with an old friend, or taking a moment to manage your stress. Whatever it is, make a commitment to yourself. Start today. The future you will thank you. And before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Which sign spoke to you the most? What are you going to do to start improving your health and longevity today? Drop a comment below and let me know. Let's keep this conversation going, because you're not in this alone. We're all in this together, working towards a healthier, more vibrant future. If you found value in this video, hit the like button, share it with someone who could benefit, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more content that can help you live a better, longer life. Because at the end of the day, living longer isn't just about adding years, it's about making those years truly count.